Hey guys, Tom here, I hope you're well. Here today doing a review of the Harley Davidson Sportster 48. This bike has been kindly lent to me by the guys at Harley Davidson in Maidstone, so if it's a bike you're interested in, please do check them out. So I'm actually going to be doing quite a few Harley reviews. I'm going to go through the range with Harley Davidson Maidstone and check them out. But this is the first one I'm jumping on, the very first Harley I've ever ridden, and I am enjoying it an awful lot so far. So the 48, it starts at 9,995. That's for the black version, and then if you want to colour it, it's an extra 250 quid on top of that. But this is wicked, absolutely wicked. It's the air-cooled Evolution V-twin engine, 1202cc. That produces 67 brake horsepower, 96 newton meters of torque. So it's definitely, pretty torquey, quite a lot of fun straight away. Seat height of it is 710 millimeters. Weight, it is quite heavy, but you don't really feel the weight riding around. It weighs 252 kilograms wet, and the fuel tank at the front looks cool, that little tiny fuel tank, but it is small, 7.91 litres in there. They say it does 45 mile per gallon. However, I think you're looking at about 60 miles for a tank of fuel. That's what you should be thinking about. So not a huge amount of range, but the fun on it, I mean, it's putting a smile on my face straight away. Things that I like. Let's just run through some of these bits. So in terms of, this is my first time on a Harley. So and kind of not quite my first time on this sort of style of bike, but these are pretty new to me. And talking with the guys, I think the 48s, are a pretty good starting bike for Harleys, and also the sort of bike that gets customised a lot as well. In terms of the exhaust, by the way, this doesn't have a full system on it. It's got slip-ons here, which, what was the name? Let me check my notes. Chromeworks slip-ons, which sound brilliant. I'll fire up in a second. But when I was talking to the guys, they're saying that these are so customizable. A lot of people might, chop the back off, make it a bit of a bobber style bike. The handlebars, personally, I'd have the handlebars just a touch further back for me. The mirrors down here, look at the mirrors, they're literally underneath the handlebars. So cool, really cool. Let's start her up so you can hear her. So it's a keyless ignition. Let me make sure I'm on there, in neutral. So we've got the lights here in the center, so we can know whether we're in neutral or not. We've then got indicator right and left, which are on the controls here. So that's the right indicator, and then the left one is over here. They're self-cancelling as well, or to cancel them yourself, it's just then pressing it again. Let's fire her up. Listen to that. I'll give her a rev. Nice popping you get in there. I think it just sounds wonderful, and it's very vibrating as well. You're on it and your whole body's like, whoa, this is different. In terms of the drive, it's a belt drive. First time I've been on a bike with a belt drive. It's good. I mean, the advantages of a belt would be obviously less maintenance compared to a chain and everything. So that's always good. But yeah, I think this bike looks cool and is fun to ride. I'd actually say, I've only been riding it now for 30 minutes. I've got another hour or so to go riding it, and I can see this replacing a bike in my imaginary garage, I feel, because I'm smiling straight away on it. From every angle it looks wonderful, and I think the customization on it as well is, I mean, there's loads of things you can do to them, and I think that's what people do. So it's a bike you can make quite special to you. So yeah, I'm going to jump back on again, continue the ride, and yeah, remember, if you like the video, please remember to hit the thumbs up button. If you don't like it, hey, hit the thumbs down. Say hello in the comments. Is this a bike that you've got or you're interested in? Because I'd love to know from Harley owners kind of how they get on with these sorts of bikes, because they are so new to me. Anyway, hope you enjoy. Okay, so here on the 48, here's Harley Davidson, we've been picking up in Maidstone, by the way. Great store, worth checking out. Forward controls, going to take me a moment to get used to. Ooh, it is torquey. Okay, so the test route today, very much going to be a real life test route. We'll be going out through town, and then out to find some twisties to have a little bit of fun. God, that exhaust does sound good. Controls are taking a little bit to get used to. Oh, but this is feeling good. It's so loud. So not the standard exhaust. It hasn't had a stage 1. It's had, but it's got slip-ons, which, I mean, they sound really good. Really good. I'm getting a lot of vibrations through my feet. Now, I don't know how that's going to be at the end of the ride, because I'm not quite used to that, but I'm liking it at the moment. It feels quite, it's like having a little foot massage. God, listen to it. So with the indicators on here, I've got left and right indicators. So my right indicator's on the right side, left indicator's on the left side, which I'm not used to. But I'm sure you get used to it. They're self-cancelling indicators as well, which well, we'll see how they do. I'm probably going to be thinking a lot about my indicating, just because it's different sides, so its muscle memory is very different on this. So in terms of the seating position, obviously I'm new to this sort of seating position. I've not ridden a lot of bikes with feet forward like this. But it feels all right. It's just a question of, you know, getting used to it. That exhaust sounds amazing. Sorry, I'm going to be laughing a bit and giggling with that exhaust sound. Loud exhausts make me smile, I'll be honest. Listen to it popping. little bit of filtering here. Make sure I'm in first. So in terms of the dial that we've got here, so we've got our speedo, and we then have just underneath it, I've got the gear indicator on the left, and then my revs indicated on the right. Pretty good, pretty clear. Underneath that, I've got five little lights which indicate if I'm in neutral. I've got my gear indicator on there as well. I've then got, so not my gear indicator, my indicators left and right, and then I've got high beam, and I've got an oil light on there as well. So all pretty basic, but has everything you need. We've then got the mirrors, you know, nicely hung down underneath here and here, which they look pretty cool, and they're doing their job. I think they look good. I like them. It's just getting used to, you know, looking a bit further down for them. But man, one thing I noticed is the vibrations. It's like my whole body is rumbling a little bit, which I actually really like. It's more so than any other bike I've been on, and it's a good sensation, I think. Makes you feel like you're on something pretty special. And bearing in mind, literally first time on a Harley, I'm really glad I've jumped on this one to start off with, just to kind of start getting used to what Harleys are all about. Okay, so through town, no problems at all. Does absolutely fine, filters fine. What's nice as well, I actually think I got more looks on this bike. If you're someone that likes to have looks, I got more looks on this bike than most of the others I ride. I think mainly because of the noise. It just sounds brilliant. So let's get around onto some twisties and have a little bit of fun. Okay, a little bit of a speed opportunity, but traffic ahead. Oh, it picks up wonderfully. There's not really a space to overtake here, but that's not a problem. We're still getting used to her. Okay, so you may notice a slight weather change. Unfortunately, the rest of my video didn't actually record the audio, which was pretty frustrating. So I am back out on the bike again on a different day, which is good for me because it's a lovely ride. So we'll be continuing the rest of our route with just a slight difference in weather. Just about to come up to some twisties, which I know are going to be fun. I really do love this bike. It's the whole sort of, oh, I knocked it into neutral. It's the whole sort of experience of it. I mean, you've got all the vibrations going on, the sound of the exhaust. It's just so engaging on all levels, you know, and it feels very different from other bikes I've ridden. Signature of the Harley, I guess. It's funny, kids seem to like this bike quite a bit. I noticed it the other day as well. Is actually when I was coming through this section here. It doesn't have the audio, but there was a young lad who wanted to give me a big wave, which was quite cute, really. I think it's because you just hear it coming, and it's got such a distinct sound. It's funny because a lot of people, you know, talk about the motorbikes being noisy, you know, and a noisy sport bike or a noisy any other bike, really, people seem to dislike it. However, a noisy Harley, people are like, yeah, it's a Harley, you know, there's no problems with that. So it's good. It seems to carry a lot when you're riding it around. I'm getting a lot more, yeah, smiles and looks on this than I do on some of the other bikes I've ridden. See, even getting let out there, you know, I don't know if you could see on the video the smile of the guy's face, but he was very happy to let me out because he was thinking, nice bike. Okay, dual carriageway, getting her up to speed. Okay, so a lot of wind as expected on the dual carriageway, but it gets up to speed, no problem at all. Lovely torque. I missed the gear a little bit there because I was fiddling with the indicator trying to make sure that was turned off, but I think it self-cancelled and I actually just turned it back on again, so let's do that again. Yeah, no problems at all. I mean, there is wind. I mean, you're a bit, because of the position you're in, the seating position, and the fact you've got no protection really at the front, you are a bit like a sail being blown in the wind. But, you know, it's alright really. I don't really mind that. Oh, we're going left here. Has this guy got to let me in? Yeah, they are. But it still feels alright, you know. I mean, this isn't a bike where you're going to be doing sort of 100 mph plus on. It's sort of like you're going to take it easy with to some degree. Let's see if we can get in front of these. And for that, I mean, it's fine. I mean, we're doing national here, 60 mph, and it's windy, but it's not too bad, if you know what I mean. Maybe I'm just getting used to it with having less protection on a lot of these bikes that I take out. Okay, bit of a twisty section here, but I won't talk much for it. I'll just let you enjoy the ride.
Fun. There was definitely one bend I didn't take well there. I was went in too quick, positioning was all over the place, so I do apologise for that. But I'm hoping that gives you a bit of a feel as to what this is like to ride, because it has surprised me how much I enjoy this bike. It really has. I mean, my expectations jumping on my first Harley, it was, you know, sort of mixed. There was a boyhood expectation of, oh my god, this is going to be amazing, you know, me when I was sort of 10 talking to myself. Then there was another part of me which was thinking, you know, the more rational part, which was a bit more along the lines of, well, it's just going to be like any other bike really, it's going to have some nuances, so on and so forth. But jumping on it, the expectations of the 10-year-old boy, I mean, those are the ones that are being met, and met massively. This bike is truly wonderful, and has firmly put a Harley in my garage in the future at some point, no questions about it. I don't know if you've noticed the fuel light coming on in the centre of the dial just here, but literally that's probably the only gripe I have with this bike. The size of that fuel tank is tiny. However, I was talking to the guys in Harley about this, and you can put a larger tank on it, so it will increase your range to, they say, about 100 mile, which that's then alright. I think, you know, once you've done that, this bike is just brilliant. Okay, blast up the hill before taking her back. Absolutely marvellous, marvellous, marvellous. I love this bike. Right, let's take it back, hopefully get ahead of this annoying traffic, and do our concluding thoughts. This is a great bike, it really, really is. It is something very special. I'm delighted I've managed to take one out for a ride. I'm actually inside a little, even though it was irritating that the video didn't work out the first time and I had to come out and do this again. I'm actually quite happy that that happened, and Harley were okay with me taking it out again, because it's meant I've had, you know, a bit more time on it to enjoy it, and you know, it's just such a wonderful machine. First of all, I'll talk about some of the things I don't like, just to get them off the chest. So the indicators I find a little bit odd. I think, yeah, you're going to get used to it. It just feels unnatural to me. The tank I've mentioned is small, however you can get a bigger one. But those are the only two things that, you know, I'm not keen on about this bike. Everything else I love, and I'm comparing it a lot to the Triumph Bobber Black, which, if you saw my video on that, you'll see that I love that bike, and I put it in my imaginary garage as well. This, however, would be replacing the Bobber Black for a couple of reasons. The ride of them is comparable. The Bobber Black is a bit quicker. They're both very engaging rides. However, there's just something quite special about this I can't put my finger on. I also don't think it's just in my head. I think it is genuinely something different about the ride, the way your body's vibrating, the way the bike's sounding. Everything about it is pretty special. I actually think price-wise, this is maybe even cheaper than the Bobber Black. I can't remember the exact price of it, but I've got a gut feeling that this is better value, which is interesting because in my head I always thought of Harleys as being, you know, a very expensive brand, which I suppose, you know, some of the range can get that way, but this is a wonderful entry level, I suppose. Other points, I think with this as well, it's got that customizable factor. I know Triumph Bobber would have it as well, but it's already kind of mostly done really on a Bobber Black. I would have one of these. I would quite possibly turn it into a Bobber. I'd get a full system on it. I'd wrap the pipes. I'd get a custom paint job on the tank. You know, I would, if I had one of these, I really would make it my own, you know. Oh, annoying traffic. Yeah, I love it. In terms of the seating position, massively comfortable. Little kids waving. Yeah, kids love it. You can't help it. Yeah, really comfortable seat. Feet forward. Yeah, it's absolutely fine. Takes a moment to get used to, and when you're accelerating hard, you've got to remember to keep your feet forward, otherwise they might come off the pegs a little bit with the inertia. But yeah, really fantastic bike, and it's also made me very excited about trying out the rest of the Harley range and getting to grips with them. So that's it from me. Many thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do remember to give it a thumbs up, maybe comment and say hello, and subscribe for my future content. Many thanks to Harley Davidson in Maidstone for lending me the bike to take out for the view. Really do appreciate it. I'm going to be doing quite a few videos of the range, so if you're in the Maidstone area, please do pop in and say hello to them. They've got a fantastic store. Very much, you know, got loads of bikes, loads of kit, and they've got a burger van outside, which I like as well, and they're a really nice, you know, approachable bunch also, which I think is good. And that's it from me. Really hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you for the next one. Cheers, bye.